Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to Kiki with Shishi. So today I have on my Y'all Need Jesus shirt. I think I put it on because I had a bit of an attitude. I know, such a surprise, huh? Uh, and today I brought in the backup reserves, the peanut butter fudge no bake cookies. And I'm not sharing them with anybody, so get your wine, your tea, your coffee, whatever you need to sip on, and let's sit down and let's have a talk. So today's episode is going to be labeled Dear Strangers. And I think I want to start doing some dear segments. So you guys can tell me if you like the segment, do a thumbs up. If you have things to add to this segment, leave comments. I'm pretty sure once I tell you what the segment is about, people will have um, things that they'd like to add. And we can do other Dear segments. Like we can do Dear Teacher, we can do Dear Coworker, Dear whatever. You guys let me know if you think that this is a segment that needs to continue. But today, as most of you know, I have cancer, and so there's some weeks I spend probably about mm, easily 16 hours at the clinic, and some days where some weeks I spend, um, excuse me, shorter times at the clinic. So today I had clinic time. Um, I went out and since I do Poshmark, I did some sourcing for Poshmark, which I'm loving Poshmark. But we can even do a segment on that, dear buyer and seller. But I also did my favorite thing. I needed some things. I needed my, as my kids call it, mommy crack. So I needed to go and get some pixie sticks. I know some might say you need it or you want it. Trust me, I needed to go and get some pixie sticks. Um, sorry, I think some of those oats are in my teeth. Anyways, um, and as you guys can see, my hair is growing out, and as it continues to grow, I'm trying not to cut it. Trying so bad not to cut it because I really want to cut it. Um, but anyways, I said that I would at least try and let it grow. Uh, anyway, so as I journeyed about to the places that I went today, I just felt like I should write a letter to strangers. So today's episode is called Dear Strangers. And I think it's like a Dear John letter, but not a Dear John letter, but we'll see. Well, you'll get the hang of it as I start. So today's segment is Dear Strangers. And it's about things that strangers do that are bad social norms. Things such as I was sourcing, when I checked out, three individuals came and were behind me. And as I moved the bag, you get all the stuff out of your basket, and then you move the basket so you can get closer to the credit card swap thing and get your receipt and whatever. So these people were like extremely close to me, and I'm like, excuse me. So my first dear stranger is, dear stranger, please don't stand so close to me that you can see the amount on my credit card swap thing. If you can see that amount, you're too close. Like, hello, have you not heard about a personal bubble? Who raised you? So that is my first Dear Stranger bullet. My next Dear Stranger bullet came from an individual whom I don't know very well. We've said hello a time or two. We've kind of talked, hey, these are my little people, these are your little people. We're kind of in somewhat the same situation, but we're not by any means close enough to talk about certain things. So, if we're not close enough to talk about certain things, you're still somewhat considered a stranger. If all we've said is hello, this is kind of what I go through, this is kind of what you go through. But, dear stranger, if we've never spent significant time talking to each other, I don't want to talk about personal body parts with you. And I don't want to hear what you do with yours, or what you've read about what you can do with yours, or what you've seen on the TV about what you can do with yours. Because I don't know you like that, and you don't know me like that. So, dear stranger, don't talk to me about your private parts if we're not close, if we're not friends, if we haven't spent more than 8 hours chatting it up. Don't. Some other Dear Stranger things, I had kind of wrote some down because I didn't want to forget some, but I'm pretty sure you guys can help me with some more Dear Stranger thoughts, or have your own Dear Stranger thoughts. So, on my way after I left the doctor's office, it was about 1:15, and I was like, I haven't had anything to eat except for some Doritos. So, I pulled into a gas station, and I was getting one of those roller hot dog things. So the man in front of me kindly took his hot dog with the tongs, put it in his little bun, and then took his fingers and put the sign back up. In putting the sign back up, he touched a hot dog. Dear stranger, if you're dealing with public food, use the tongs. Why in the world would you feel that it's good enough to pick up your food with the tongs, but you want to touch other people's food? So I instantly beelined myself to the sealed sandwiches and decided today wasn't the day to get a hot dog. I may not get a hot dog for a while. The other thing is I had to go to the grocery store. And I think one thing that drives me absolutely nuts is that I'm a pretty patient, polite person. But one of my pet peeves is if I've stopped to let you walk across the street, please walk like you have some purpose. Dear stranger, that is not the time to slow walk, lollygag, or feel like you're entitled for me to stop while you're walking across the street. At least show me the common courtesy that you appreciate that I have stopped for you. Because some days I could be cray-cray. And it would be pretty rude if I rolled my bumper right up to your legs. I'm not that crazy, but I'll be completely honest. Sometimes I do think about it. Another dear stranger, if you're on the phone in public, that's pretty much a two-way conversation. So can you keep it to yourself? Excuse me. I don't know why when I get on video with you guys, I end up having heartburn. Maybe that's God's way of trying to temper me. Sorry, God. Yeah, that kind of makes him crazy. Or when you're laughing and just being obnoxious on the phone loud, like, hey, kind of a public place here. The other thing is like in stores or when you're waiting at a stoplight. Dear stranger, when I pull up to give myself some space, can you recognize that I'm giving myself some space and not pull up with me? Yes, that drives me crazy. The next thing that really makes me crazy, so in the clinic there's 50, 70, 11 chairs. No, there's probably 10 chairs. But when I come in and there's only one person there, I tend to give that person some space because sometimes the doctor roams around and wants to chat, or sometimes you have to have conversations with the nurse about what you need and whatever. So if there's one person there and there's means there's 9 other chairs there, I will pick one of the 9 other chairs that's not right up under you. Dear stranger, if there's an auditorium full of seats and I'm one seat, find another seat in the auditorium. Give me some space. Now, if the seats next to me are the only seats left, or we know each other well, by all means have a seat. But if we're not connected in a way, scoot over. Thanks. Another one is like when you park in an empty lot, or you park far away from the other cars and somebody comes to park right by you. Dear stranger, I parked out here for a reason. Can you please park somewhere else? Thank you. All right, and my last dear stranger is bodily functions. We all have them, things happen. But when your body reacts in a way that you had not planned to in public, simply say, "Excuse me." Works perfectly fine. But when your body reacts in public and you don't say, "Excuse me," who raised you? That's nasty. Just say, "Excuse me." All right. Kiki Squad, give me your feedback. If you want to do some more deer episodes, let me know. Either with a thumbs up or leave it in the comments. If you have some dear stranger thoughts that I did not mention in this video, leave them in the comments. I can't be the only one that's had a cray-cray day or has had some pet peeves met by strangers. So let me know what your dear stranger is. Also, if you're new to this video, I'm sorry that you had to come in on such a crazy day, but we're glad that you came. If you want to be a part of the squad, just subscribe. And if you want to know when the next deer whatever is, hit that bell so you can be notified when it comes out. All right. Well, as usual, thanks for hanging with the squad. I thank you guys for supporting me and sometimes listening to my cray-cray stuff. Hopefully I've got some more videos in the pipeline. I have some that I promised you guys that I haven't got to. Sorry. I owe you guys one on costochondritis, which I will do the research for that and get back to you guys. Physically, I'm doing pretty good. I finished my 18th round of chemo, I think, last week, which was a little hard. But we made it. Woo-woo! And we'll be starting on the 19th round next week. So physically, I'm doing good. I'm just obviously grouchy sometimes. So my apologies. But sometimes life is life. So, all right. Kiki Squad and friends, have a good evening. Thanks for hanging out. Share this video if you want to share with your friends dear stranger moments. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye.